Let me turn down my fan. Okay, so,
Ultimate also get.
so are you ready to talk, or are you just
Yeah, we can talk.
trying to? All right, cool. So I made the claim earlier that the traits you named will lead to
Now
conclusions
recording.
that you yourself are very uncomfortable with,
Yeah,
right? So
just for the recording, the traits are appearance, cognitive ability, and origin.
yeah, so I'll be generous and assume that these traits all need to be present for the condition to be fulfilled,
Yes,
right? Because I think that's the
well, that's
charitable interpretation,
well,
meaning that if
it's
even one of
not
them,
charitable. It's what I said.
yeah, if even one of them is missing, right, then it's
Yes,
not going to be sufficient for the being to be okay to be killed. So, for example, if we have both the cognitive trait and the origin trait in place, meaning that they actually have the cognition that's at the level of a cow, and they actually have
yes,
an
yes,
origin
yes.
that's the same as a cow,
You can just
but
go
the
to the
appearance,
examples.
but the appearance is not, present, as
Yes,
in they don't have the appearance of a cow, then it's not okay to kill them.
yes. We both understand what we mean. Yes, all three needs to be accounted for.
Yeah, so basically, we could have two creatures side by side, according to your view, one with the appearance of a cow, and one that's identical to the cow, cognitively and origin wise, but just happens to have a different appearance. And it's not okay to kill the one that has the different appearance, but it is okay to kill the cow that does have that appearance. So essentially, like just them having like a different bone structure and like different skin wrapping and
Yes,
organ shape,
I will
stuff like
not be
that.
killing
That's
that.
making the difference.
My default setting is not to kill things I don't have a complete concept of. If I see a unique creature as that, it's not my first impulse to kill it.
Yeah, but you're having no problem killing the cow, though. And I'm just saying,
Yes,
if we have a cow, just imagine we have a cow on the left, and on the right, we have a creature that's just like the cow in every way, except they don't have the appearance of a cow. You're not okay with killing that one, right? And the only thing that's different between these two is their appearance.
yes. I'm waiting
Yeah,
for the uncomfortable part for me.
yeah, so what you'd essentially be saying is that you're comfortable with treating something with the treatment of killing, so long as it looks different than another creature that you're not okay with killing, despite the fact that they both have the same cognition, the same mind.
I'm saying I'm willing to kill things that I know I'm okay with killing. I don't know this creature that you made. It has these two attributes of the cow and not the third one. I don't know what it is, and my first instinct is not to kill it. So I would not kill it. And I would kill the cow, which because it is perfectly fine in my
It's
view to kill a
that's what
cow.
he's saying. You you misunderstood what he's saying. One of the traits is not present. Is
Yeah, so I would not kill that
I.
being and eat it, of course.
Oh, you would.
No, I said I would not kill that being and eat it. I would not.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, listen. I know that if it at least is missing the appearance trait of appearing to be a cow, that you would not kill it. This has been established. I'm tracking. I
Okay,
understand
and
that. But listen to the thing that I'm pointing out. Listen closely, right? Let me make sure you understand. There are two creatures standing side by side. There's a cow to the left, and to the right of that cow, there is a creature that is identical to that cow in every way except for their appearance. And by appearance, we just mean that their body is shaped differently, but cognitively, they are the same as the cow. And origin wise, they came from the same place that the cow came from. The only difference between the two is that they just have a different look to them, but they both have the same capacity for suffering. They both have the same sort of origin. The only difference is just the difference in how they look, their appearance, their body shape, right? And you're saying that that alone, right? Just changing the appearance takes it from being totally not okay to kill it to being totally okay to kill it.
Yes.
That's the thing that I suspect you're uncomfortable with.
Why would I be uncomfortable with it?
Oh, because you'd essentially be saying, yeah, I mean, if this guy just had a different shaped body, suddenly, like, he has no more value.
Well,
Which is
I assume that you mean extremely, so I cannot recognize it as appearance of a cow, so it would be very different.
we could just say, so that it's simple to imagine, appearance of a human, right?
Yeah.
Like you look at them and you read like a scanner that tells you all the facts about them. The scanner says they have the same mind as
Yeah, I would not kill that being. And
yeah, they have the same mind as yeah, I wouldn't either. However, you're saying that if you found out that your vision was messed up, right, and actually their body was shaped in a different way, but all the other facts were still present, right?
well,
Then
if
you would be
my
like, oh, never mind, it's okay to kill it, right?
well, if my perception is somehow wrong, there is nothing I can do about it.
No, listen.
How I perceive the world is how it is.
For a moment, right?
Doesn't
But the
matter
illusion remains.
if in that moment I must make a decision. That is what it is. How I perceive the world is how the world
No,
is to
listen, I'm
me.
not asking you what you think you would be likely to do. I'm asking you what's moral, and I'm giving you a
Of course, you
scenario.
are asking me what is likely to do. This is what is likely that I would do. This is a hypothetical.
No, I'm not asking you what you would do. I'm asking you what's moral, right?
Well, what's
For
moral is whatever
example,
I like, and if I have the option of doing this thing or this thing, I will do the thing that I like more.
yeah, but listen, I'll give you an example to help you understand the distinction, because the distinction is important. So, for example, right, I can ask you, hey, is it moral to stab someone if they point a gun at you, right? And on face, you might say, yeah, I think so. And then I say, what if the person had no bullets in the gun and they were incapable of harming you that day? Is it still morally permissible to stab them? Your answer might change as to whether it's morally permissible, even though you'd say that you predict you probably would stab them, right? Because you just
I
wouldn't know that they don't have bullets in the gun. But that would be a different question. And I'm not asking what you would do. I'm asking what's moral. Do you understand the distinction?
I don't think you understand what I mean by moral.
I am actually the one that
I
used the
think I
word
can
moral.
clear it up. I think I can clear it up. Like, look, there is something that you prefer, right? And you want to do that thing, but still you could be prevented from doing that thing, right? So one claim is like, I want to do the thing, and the other claim is I'm likely to do the thing, right? So for example, I think I should save people if they're getting robbed, right? But in real life, I maybe, I maybe feel too afraid to engage in such situations. So there is something which prevents me into helping them.
Then that means it is good not to help them. At that point, you didn't want to help them. Helping them was bad.
Oh, on your view, sorry, on your view, it would mean it wasn't good to help them?
It apparently I didn't want to help them. I didn't
No,
like
no, that's
helping
like,
them,
look,
so it wouldn't be.
I'm
It
figuring
wasn't.
out okay. I'm just figuring out your moral semantics, right? Because in my view, there are things which I like to do, but maybe I don't do because of
Look,
fear
there
or
is
punishing
things
someone.
I would love to do, and they are good, but that doesn't mean that they are the only thing that is good. I would like to help those people, Like
Yeah.
now, when I sit here and said I would love to help somebody getting from preventing them from getting robbed, but if I'm in that in that position and I decide the other way, that doesn't mean that I simply changed. My perception changed, my feelings changed, and whatever is that I feel at the moment, I like at the moment, that is how it is. That is good. If
Yeah.
I like it
And
at the moment, it is
okay.
good.
And how this? Yeah, but look, all this is like moral semantics, right? We can apply the moral semantics to what he said.
I applied everything that I
What
can.
was the question? What was the last question? Sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was something
So
about
there's two things. I'll
stabbings.
repeat the last question, but I want to say something else after as well. So the last question was, would you actually be comfortable with killing the cow standing right next to the creature that you're not okay with killing, who has identical aspects, including cognition and origin, just not identical appearance, right? And now I'll say the second thing I wanted to say now that I reminded you of the question. So the second thing I wanted to say is we don't even have to get into the moral semantics, right? We could just, since he's confused about that, just say, all right, look, if you only want to answer what you would do, then just think of it this way. You would do something different if you had knowledge about how many bullets are in the gun compared to if you don't have knowledge about how many bullets are in the gun, right? So if you could distinguish between what would you do if someone held a gun to you and the different question of what would you do if someone held a gun to you that you knew had no bullets in it, right? If you can understand how your answer would be different to those two questions, then you can understand how there's a difference here, right?
I understand that more context applies on how you answer questions. And what do you do in situations? If you have more information, you can make a quote unquote more informed decision. But I don't see how that would make me killing a cow, how it would make me uncomfortable to kill a cow next to a creature that is strange to me.
You're on the right track with informed decision. So now let's proceed. So, the information that you do have is that this creature standing right next to the cow has the same cognition as the cow, and it has the same origin as the cow. You know this. This is something you know. And you also know that the only thing that's different between it and the cow is the appearance, right?
Yes.
So you understand this. And with all this information, you would say that you still want to kill the cow, but you don't want to kill the creature that just looks different.
Yes.
Okay, so that is something
How
that
that looks
we
like?
can.
Hold on. How that looks like? Just describe it to me. I'm not tracking well.
Well, there
The
is.
scenario.
No, wait. Let me try to explain so you, Islam, can see if I understood this correctly. So there is a normal cow there that is being one, and being two is has the same origin as a cow, has the cognitive ability of a cow, but looks like something else, and I think Islam said a human at one point. So that being two, I would not kill, and I'll see
Wait.
if
The
I.
last thing you said what about a human?
Well, at one of the points you said when we discussed that has to be, it has to look enough different from a cow, so I couldn't recognize that it has
Oh
appearance
yeah,
of a
and
cow.
the appearance is like a human. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's correct.
So if we have a being that being two, being B, let's say being B, that looks like a human, has the cognitive ability of a cow, and has the origin of a cow, and I wouldn't kill that being, and somehow that should make me uncomfortable.
Wait, so PKD, do you know what the scenario is now?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I think
he's saying.
I think Islam would just be wrong here. Like I'll tell you how. I wrote a prediction the other day in the chat. I said whenever a VC happens, it's still in the chat. It's like not even edited. I've said he basically everything is gonna go on his values, right? I predicted three scenarios, and this is like one of them. Like you could say, for him, yeah, appearance is morally important. He would say yes. By morally important, I mean to the point where he decides what's being thought to be killed. What else? Origin, like where a being is born, and genetics, of course. I said, like, there is nothing to make him uncomfortable morally because on his values, literally anything goes.
Yeah, it's possible I was wrong. I mean, I guess my bad for assuming too highly of Conan here. But I mean,
But what are the
idea
things?
that
Let's ask him though. What are the things which are making you like morally uncomfortable? Is there like such thing?
There are many things that I don't like. I don't like being compared to Hitler, for one.
No, like, well, I mean, which makes you morally uncomfortable.
What makes me, when you say it makes you morally uncomfortable, it just means I don't like it. I'm an
Yeah,
emotionalist.
but like,
Morally,
I'm saying like, you know, like you don't like it, but like intensely. Let's say you hate it, right? Is there such thing?
yeah, I would hate to have my legs broken.
Right.
how about
Are
if
there
someone
like,
like how about if someone like grabbed a child and put them in a microwave somewhere across the world? Would you hate that?
To be honest, I would say I hate it now when I think about it, but it is pointless because I cannot do anything about it. It is
Yeah, but you
simply,
think that it happened, right?
I would more hate it if somebody broke my legs. And I'm just being honest.
Okay,
yeah, like,
that's all well and good, but let me just ask this. Would you spend $10 of your own money to prevent that child from getting microwaved?
Uh, we are running this drowning child experiment, eh? Probably not.
Just one child, just $10, and you could save that child, and that's the end of it, right?
Well, my
You would?
experience, my experience shown me that even though I have the ability to spend $10 to save a life, I don't do that. It is like
So,
what is the guy name? The vegan guy. He has the drowning child thought experiment. That is basically what you're asking.
no, the drowning child one is a bit different.
Yeah,
And there's multiple different drowning child
yeah,
ones,
but
but
it's again, you would like sacrifice all of this. You would sacrifice a bike, but you wouldn't give like $10 to charity to feed a child. But it's basically the same. I don't do that, so I cannot lie to you. I mean, I can lie to you, but I don't want
I
to.
have something significant to say. Conan, do you think, like most people, from your own impression, of course, if they were asked if they donate $10 and they would save a child from getting a cancer, do you think they will answer with yes?
I think most people are not as honest as me, and I know that most people don't donate.
No, no, that's fine. I'm saying, do you think they will answer with yes? I'm not asking whether
No, I don't think they
you think
would.
they.
I don't think they would answer with yes. I think they would say that they would, even though they wouldn't. They don't not.
No, no.
I'm
So
simply
hold
honest.
on. So they will answer with yes. You are saying
They
you're
would
lying.
they would say that they would give $10, even though they wouldn't. Well, vast majority wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Good. So then, given that, would you agree that your moral values are going to be, as you expressed, and radically different than from what other people express?
Yeah, most people are not as honest as I.
look, I understand you thinking people are lying about their values, right?
Well, it's
But the point that I'm trying to make is look, when I'm saying they're, let me see how I phrase it, not to beg the question on the line. They're,
look. Most you probably talk to a lot of non-vegans. All of them will say, "I'm not okay with factory farming," even though everybody buys from factory farm. I'm just simply being honest.
no, the point which I'm trying to make is look, you would be saying things which are going to be, according to the words of other people, repugnant, right?
Yes,
To
possibly.
their
Yeah,
words.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so the idea is when I say, on your moral view, more things go, I'm trying to say something like, you are accepting
No,
things
different.
morally which
That
are.
is not true.
Wait,
Not more
finish.
things
Allow me
go.
to finish. Oh, hold on.
I
You
think I would.
literally, you,
Uh,
hold on, stop. I literally phrased it perfect, and you interrupt me. What I'm saying is look, your moral view is such that you would say you accept more things, right? Like torture and stuff like that, compared to what other people are saying. You agree with that, right?
yeah,
To their words.
yeah. To the
Yeah.
if only the words, yes.
Only the words, yeah.
I don't think I would accept.
That's
I think I would. I have like very similar level of actions that I would accept as a mm, ordinary, well, common man. I'm
yeah.
simply more
So
open.
about the lying, do you think the vegans are lying too about their lifestyles and values, or only the meat eaters? Because um, you said the meat eaters, uh, they say they're against factory farming, but they buy factory farming, and the vegans say, um, we say we are against um, torturing and killing animals, and we try to adjust our lifestyle to that. Do you think we are also lying to the same degree as the meat eater?
I don't think that you are lying in that respect. I think that you are lying when you say that you hold sentience above everything else. I don't think that is true. I think you also hold very much in regard appearance and origin and all of that. I don't think. I don't think that.
Yeah.
And I think that in that vegans generally lie as much as meat eaters. I think that meat eaters simply, in the case when it's like talk, it gets to like debates in veganism, simply want to appear more, how can I say, gentle than they are.
Right. So
But
basically,
before,
there is no
look, PK, before we continue, I just want to go back to Islam because like he called me out for a VC. So, do you still Islam? Are you still here?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you concede that you did not make me uncomfortable?
Well, I'm getting there, but there is a reasonable skepticism I have that you actually fully understand the parameters of what you'd be agreeing to.
I
So,
well, if you don't think
the
that
thing you're essentially saying is that the change of a body shape alone, that alone is enough to make it, on your view, totally okay to kill a creature that was previously not okay to kill. Like, you would hate and feel really bad for the creature to be killed
well, I
that has the
wouldn't
body of a cow
necessarily
but the appearance of a human.
I wouldn't necessarily feel really bad for it, but I wouldn't kill it.
Oh, you wouldn't
If
feel
some
bad for it?
if somebody else kills it, but I wouldn't feel particularly bad if somebody kills some random human either. So I don't get what is.
What the fuck? Okay, maybe you're just like crazy. I don't know,
Dude,
but like,
do you know how
No,
many
it's just
people
more
are killed every
it's
single
just
day?
more semantics here.
No, do you know how many people are killed every day? Thousands.
Let
I
me
don't.
ask this because now I'm curious. I'm tracking. How about like Taurens from World of Warcraft?
Sorry?
Like, are you okay? Taurens from World of Warcraft.
I cannot understand you. I mean, I
Taurens
understand
from
what.
World of Warcraft.
Oh, Tauren. Yeah, I played World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, how about like this being? Are you okay with this being
Well,
Tauren?
this being is not a cow. It doesn't have the origin of a cow.
Yeah,
It's a Tauren.
yeah. Okay. So hold on, just the origin is different? What's like the cow's origin?
Well,
How about if okay?
Tauren also doesn't have the cognitive ability typical of a cow. Like a typical Tauren doesn't have it. Like, they have more.
He has more, right?
Yeah. So it fails on
Okay,
two,
so
and
wait.
also
So
it's physically not. It doesn't have appearance of a cow. It simply resembles it a bit.
okay. So hold on. So how about if we had a cow, like a normal cow that was like walking like a torrent? Like would it be okay to kill that cow?
If it has appearance of a cow, cognitive ability of a cow, and origin of a cow, yeah, I don't. I would kill a cow that walks on two legs.
I'm asking you to like answer this particular like it's a normal cow. It has the origin of a cow, cognition of a cow, but it has the ability to stand on two legs, right?
Yeah, if a normal cow stands up, I would still kill it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So then, how about if the Tauren has the cognition of a cow but was walking like a normal cow?
It still
Would
doesn't
it be
have.
okay to kill it?
It still does not have the origin of a cow.
Well, what would that origin be?
Ne mogu pričat sad. Boli bok, ne mogu pričat sad.
Like the cow. I mean,
Sorry, I was
what's
talking
the
to.
cow's origin?
Sorry, I was talking to somebody else. Yeah, so a cow's origin is that it was born a cow, born two cows, who were born two cows, and so on to the Big Bang.
Okay. Say it again, please. Born of a cow and
So
Big
it
Bang.
was born a cow, it was a cow, it was born two cows, and it has that history that is typical of a cow all to the beginning of the universe. That is an
It's
origin,
born
right?
of a cow.
Yeah, it's born.
Okay.
So it was born a cow. It is a cow. It was born two cows, and it has like all
When you
the
say born a
evolutionary.
cow, when you say born a cow, do you mean born of a cow or born a cow?
It was born. It when it was born, it was a cow. So it is a cow. It was born to parents who are cows, and their parents were cows, and so to the beginning of the universe. It has the typical
So
evolutionary
how about
and
yeah,
historical origin of a cow.
yeah. So how about if there is a being which is not born of as a cow, but it looks identical to a cow, and it doesn't have the same evolutionary history
I
as
would
the
not kill that
ancestors of
being.
the cow?
I would not kill that
Okay,
being.
do you realize they look identical?
Yeah, but if I know its origin, I wouldn't kill it.
Yeah, the origin is going to be of a non-cow.
Yeah, so I wouldn't kill
They
that
look
being.
identical. Like, just imagine, it's just two cows which look identical. Well, one of it is a non-cow, basically. And you're saying, according to your moral value, one of it is okay being killed and the other
Well,
not.
I wouldn't want to
Wow.
kill that cow.
Wow. Okay.
I don't.
That gets into like
How you're surprised.
I
another thing.
still don't feel
He straight
uncomfortable.
up. He earlier said that he's like not uncomfortable with drastically differently treating two beings that are identical in every way except for the appearance, right? So it's like This is not surprising to you what he just said at all. I mean, I'm just starting to think like he's a little crazy.
Why would I be crazy? Appearance is a big deal. Do you remember when all the outrage about sex dolls that look like children, even though they were just pieces of silicone? I mean, appearance is
I'm
important.
pretty sure the outrage is not, that those dolls look that way.
It was
The
that
outrage,
it was that
the outrage
those
is.
looked that way and that they were sold. That was the outrage, and they banned the
Well,
selling
I
of
don't think
those.
it's the selling of those.
Yes,
I think the outrage is toward the intentions that certain people have, because people really don't like pedophilia, and a lot of
I
people have
mean,
a strong intuition against it, and so they associate people who buy such things with having certain kinds of bad intentions or thoughts that would gross normal people out, right?
people have only, well, majority only have one intention to do with sex dolls.
Yeah, but listen, you're talking about appearance simpliciter. You can
Yeah,
have a doll that's shaped exactly the same as the sex doll, but the intended selling point is not for sex, but for decoration in a museum or something. And
well,
notice
then
how
it's not a
nobody
sex
has a
doll, right?
problem with that. And notice how nobody has a problem with that doll. The distinction is not the appearance. The distinction is the intentions that people have with such dolls. That's the problem.
It is the appearance of the doll that triggers the emotion, right?
No, it's the
Yeah,
intentions people have toward the doll.
the attention is the same towards the doll that looks like a child and to a doll that looks like whatever that else. It's attention to have sex with it, right? But people are
Listen,
okay
listen.
with with beings.
Oh my God. Listen. The problem people have is not with the appearance of children. There's children everywhere.
Of course, not with appearance
Also,
of children. I didn't say appearance of children. I had said appearance of a sex doll, with the imply
when you say
use of a
appearance of
sex doll.
a sex doll, if the sex doll has the same appearance as a child, then you're not making a different appearance distinction. You understand that?
Look, you are not making a proper distinction when I say sex doll. Sex doll is a sex doll because it has an intended purpose.
I understand a sex doll is a sex
Yes,
doll,
and
but if
if
I
I,
make a sex doll that looks identical to a child, it does not have a different appearance than a child. Do you understand this? Yes or no?
yes,
Okay, so what is the problem? Is the problem the fact that the appearance of a child is present? No. The problem is the fact that there are people that have intentions towards such dolls. For example, if no one had intentions to have sex with the dolls shaped as children, then no one would have a problem.
if I put, no,
Yes.
wait, wait,
Yeah.
wait. I know what you are saying. I understand what you are saying. I'm simply
Mm-hmm.
pointing out that purely the appearance of the sex doll is what triggers people. If I put two like shop windows, two sex dolls, one quote unquote normal, the other one childlike, it is that people don't accept a sex doll that has appearance of a child. The same as
All
I
right, let
don't
me help you out a little
accept.
bit.
It doesn't
So,
matter.
so look, let me just help you out by trying this angle. So, you're trying to prove to me, right, that it's reasonable for people to put moral value on someone's life based on their appearance, right? That's what you're trying to do right now?
I mean, I'm not saying when I say more, it's normal that people like and dislike things based on
You're trying to
appearance.
convince me that people are going to put weight into how someone looks in some kind of moral sense, right?
I don't
That
know,
people are going to
I
say
don't
whether or
understand.
not they care about if someone lives is going to be dependent on their appearance, right?
I think there is a disconnect between you and I when we use the word moral. I'm an emotionalist. To me, moral just means something I like, and yes, appearance plays a great deal. In
Having an affinity towards something is an emotion. I
yes,
don't know how you're emotionless. So.
no, I'm an emotionalist. It's a
Oh, an emotionalist. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
it's a meta-ethical
Okay,
theory.
so okay, I mean, first off, when you say you're an emotionalist, I mean, some people call it emotivist, I think. Um, you're just saying something like, oh, you feel positively or negatively about some given thing, right?
Yes, I mean,
Okay, that's fine. That's compatible with what I'm saying. You're saying that whether or not people will feel negatively about killing someone is going to hinge strongly on their appearance?
I'm
That's what
not.
you're trying to convince me
I'm
of?
not ready to make a claim strongly, but it's certainly possible.
Okay, do you think that that claim is defended by your analogy of the sex dolls?
Well, I don't think that there is in this analogy a killing involved.
Yeah, there is a disanalogy. So
No, I don't think that
talking about
anybody
talking about
kills
how
us.
people,
That you can kill a sex doll.
yeah, that's the whole point, right? Talking about sex dolls is not going to defend the idea that people typically put weight into someone's appearance.
But people do put weight in someone's appearance. That's why.
Not in not in the sense of
Okay,
like whether not in the sense of whether or not like they want to kill them, maybe in the sense of whether they want to date them, but they're not going to say, oh, because this person doesn't have a certain appearance, it's okay to like throw them into a grinder.
just to just to
Well,
clarify the method, like Conan,
that's
you said,
also not necessarily
uh,
true.
Conan, you said before when we were talking about the appearance, you gave the analogy with the sex dolls in order to show that
Not
the
necessarily
appearance is more
analogy. Not necessarily analogy. Just an example.
yeah, okay, it doesn't matter what it is, man. Um, just you utter those words, right? And the question is when you, well, at least I assume the intention when you utter those words were to somehow demonstrate that appearance is morally important, right? But now you seem to be saying there is a disanalogy, right? So those words would not support the idea, right? That appearance is morally important. That's what
But it.
Islam is telling you.
Okay, then I will use another one. There are places in this world where people will kill people based on appearance. And that can be, I don't know, trans people who appear trans, they will be killed in certain places simply on appearance. There is people who will kill somebody who looks like another ethnicity on appearance, and I will
Yes.
point up to that then.
And we are
That
saying,
appearance is
your moral values are like of those people.
yeah, but this is also uh, that you would kill based on appearance. If you look at the ground and see something that appears to be a carrot, you will treat it as a carrot and kill it and eat it. So I don't get the point.
When you say appears to be the carrot, right? If you just mean that it has the aesthetic of a carrot, right?
Yeah,
That alone is not sufficient for me to say the thing is okay to kill. Because if there was something that has the aesthetic of a carrot but has the mind of PkD,
yeah.
I'm not going to chop it up.
But would you kill something that has appearance of a carrot, cognitive ability of a carrot, and origin of a carrot?
Just to clarify something before this question is answered, because you are asking would we kill it, right? On our difference, on our view,
Dobro.
surely you appreciate that there is a difference
Ne.
between what I would do and what I should do.
Well, I didn't. When I say you, I didn't mean you like everybody. You. I simply meant Islam as you. because
No, no, yeah,
I am
but on
primarily
our view,
talking to
there is
him.
a distinction. On our view, there is a distinction between what we would do, what we do, and what we should do. Because
Okay,
presumably I can
should
eat the
you?
carrot. Listen. I'm answering the question. I'm going to eat the carrot based on appearance. This is what I'm going to do, but this doesn't mean that this is what I should be doing, right? How it looks has nothing to do with my considerations whether or not I should do it or not,
Okay,
and whether or not I should.
okay, I will then rephrase the question. Are you okay with somebody eating a being that has appearance of a carrot, cognitive ability of a carrot, and origin of a carrot?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so that means that these three things are again important to you.
Well, no, the appearance doesn't matter because if the carrot
Okay,
appears like a
so
human,
can I
I wouldn't
eat?
really care. I would still say it's okay to eat it.
So can it's okay to eat it? Can you repeat? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yeah,
Not you, PK.
appearance.
Islam.
Like, I don't care if the carrot slid out of like a woman's vagina, because that's the origin trait, right? Like, I would still be okay with eating it, assuming it's not like, nasty. Maybe a little bit of chlamydia on that carrot, but you know.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. A version of entity. What is true of a carrot that is true that if true of a human would cause you to treat them the same?
Having no cognition.
So you would kill and eat uncognitive clone of yourself.
Uncognitive, you said?
Yeah, you said cognition, so uncognit whatever. That
I
like
don't
that
like
rate.
the taste. I don't like the taste of human meat, and I'm assuming that my clone is gonna taste like human meat, so I probably wouldn't care to eat them, but I
So
don't have a
appearance,
problem with
like
someone else eating
physical,
it if they want to.
so appearance, a physical component is important.
What'd you say?
So there is a physical component to it. Appearance in like a more
Well,
broader,
no, I said
a broader sense.
I'm okay with someone eating it.
Yeah,
Not,
so say,
I didn't say
I don't know.
somebody. I said you.
yeah,
No,
I mean, I'm gonna just literally hold on. I'm literally gonna clarify one more time, and I fucking hope you
look,
appreciate the point.
look.
On his view, shut the fuck up when I'm talking. On his view, there is a distinction between what he will do and what he should do. You're asking whether or not he would kill the fucking not sentient human, right? That doesn't have any bearings on whether or not he's okay with it being killed or not. Fucking hell.
PK,
Do you understand now?
I challenged you to a VC. You didn't want a VC. You said we have nothing to VC about. So
Did you understand? Did you understood the words that came out of my mouth?
I didn't listen to you.
Okay, so listen me now carefully then. There is a distinction on his view, right, on Islam's view, between things he would do and things he should do. Right? So when you ask whether or not he would kill a human, right, a fucking unconscious human, then he could say he would do it, but it could be his view that he shouldn't. Right?
If there is such a distinction, he can point it out to himself.
Yeah, I've pointed it out to you.
Yeah, he can point it out himself.
Well, wait, hold on there, Conan. I've already alluded to my understanding of a distinction between things you should do and things that you would do. In fact, I even gave you an analogy before. So it would be very reasonable for you at this point to understand that me and PkD see eye to eye on the distinction between what someone should do and what someone would do.
Okay,
That said, hopefully you're tracking now, are you not?
Okay, should you kill and eat a clone of yourself, unconscious or whatever?
Why not?
Okay. That doesn't.
Would I have nothing to do with me feeling bad.
Okay.
It's just like, well, I'm like not, particularly, interested in the flavor. But if you asked would I chop it up and like take the organs out and sell them, I'd be like, hell yeah, So
Okay,
obviously the appearance doesn't fucking matter at all.
if that doesn't make you uncomfortable, that's your point. That's your.
So,
Yeah, but you
so tell
agree
me,
now that the appearance does not matter to me, right?
Yeah,
You now understand that that was false to think.
yeah, it apparently does not matter to you.
but
Okay.
look, in fact, it's going to be immoral if, look, let's say we have dead humans, right? And you are saying we shouldn't touch their bodies. I think that this view is basically you are defending the Christian position, but that we shouldn't do anything to those bodies. But in my
I
view,
didn't
those
make
bodies.
any
Wait,
comment on that.
I wasn't finished.
Well,
It's
don't.
my view that those dead bodies of the humans, right, they should be donated to science so we can further our understanding of, you know, um, how to treat certain diseases and so on.
I don't know why you keep strawmanning me. I never brought up dead bodies on what somebody should do with them.
Yeah, I'm saying, well, hold on, let's just be on the same page. It's like your position that there is, let's say there is like a dead human body of like a relative of yours, right? You are saying this body shouldn't be eaten, right? It's a human body. Or this body shouldn't be, like, the body parts shouldn't be used. It's immoral on your view.
I didn't say that.
Meaning you don't
I
respect.
don't. I didn't. If it is a relative of mine, I want it to go in the ground.
Yeah, right. And I'm saying it would be more moral, right? For the dead bodies to be donated to science,
That
right?
is your view, not
What
mine.
I'm saying is, yeah, on my view. And I'm saying is like, look, since it's a dead human being, right? It's obviously not sentient anymore. We can like utilize it for science. And your view, I think, and you can like uh, reject it if that's wrong. Your view, um, the body should go in the ground instead of going to science or being cremated, is influenced by Christianity as a culture.
Well,
Is that right?
it's a custom, but whatever. I don't. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't see a religious component to it. More cultural one, and simply, I don't care about science enough. I care more about that body. I don't say.
You
I
don't
didn't
care about
say.
science, right?
I don't. I said I care more about that particular body than any scientific advance that can be made from that particular
Yeah.
body.
Yeah, and I'm saying, and the question is if you think your values are like culturally influenced,
Yeah, I
as long
said
as
they
they are
are.
in protection.
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah. So that was the point that I was trying to make, where you say that I'm strawmanning, right? And clearly Christianity is the dominant religion, so I meant something like this, right? But interesting point, you said you don't care, like you rather have dead bodies being like uh, buried in the ground rather than us um, coming to understand how to treat cancer.
Man, a billion more bodies wouldn't get us any closer to understand. Wouldn't move a needle on treating cancer. That is
But
ridiculous to
how
say.
about if they would? But let's say they would, right? Hypothetically,
If
would you still care about the
look,
dead being in the ground?
if you say, if you donate your dead relatives' body, that would cure cancer. Yeah, sure, I would donate.
Yeah,
I would donate, of course. I would
yeah,
always donate organs that can be used. That is actually the norm here. But
yeah,
it is ridiculous to say that donating a body would lead to any significant or even minuscule scientific discovery. That is ridiculous. At this point of
yeah.
the.
So yeah, yeah. I understand what you're saying. So like, look, how about if there is a kid that needs like a kidney transplant and like your mother dies and she has the kidneys that would work, would you
Yeah,
be fine with using the kidneys?
yeah, of course. You can have the kidney.
Okay,
It
it
is
seems like
it is the standard here to that
yeah,
organs are donated. I'm Croatian.
yeah,
In Croatia,
but
organs
I'm
are
saying
almost always donated.
yeah, I'm saying the point is like if it could be demonstrated to you that there would be some scientific advance,
Yes,
right,
in
with
that
dead
case,
bodies,
in
would
that
you do
case,
that
I
only?
would. In that case, I would
Yeah.
donate it.
So then,
But
you have
realistically, there
so
isn't.
you have, yeah. So then you have the same value when it comes to using dead human body as me and Islam. It's just that you disagree on the facts, right? You disagree whether or not um, it contributes in a certain way to the scientific progress, right? So why are you saying to Islam, oh, like if this is your values? It's unclear to me that when it comes to treating a dead human body, you have different values. I think you have similar values. It's just that you disagree on the descriptive facts.
Well, I don't know how big a scientific discovery would it have to be that I say it's okay to eat a human body.
So we figured that out, right? Just
Well,
saving one kid,
donated a body is
saving one kid.
another one thing. Eating it is a bit different.
So how about if the kid was starving and it was like your mother's like kidneys that if the kid eat would save it? Would you favor donating the kidneys of your dead mother?
I am not feeding my dead mother to anybody.
So you wouldn't.
No.
You would donate the kidney. Hold on. You would donate the kidney if the kidney went into the kid's body, like
Yes.
from a doctor's operation, right?
Yeah.
But but if it went through the mouth, you wouldn't.
Yes.
Um,
I
but the
wouldn't.
fact is same. The kid is saved in both worlds.
Effect may be the same, but my feelings to those actions are not.
No, I understand that, right? I'm just not seeing, on my view, the action is like not different at all.
Well, that's your view.
But what's the relevant distinction? That way,
I would
you
guess that one is
go.
culturally acceptable and the other one is not.
The one is culturally acceptable,
Yeah,
and the other one
and
is.
well, and I'm under the influence. Not, I mean, I'm influenced. Somebody is forcing me to, but that culture has been ingrained in my viewpoints or whatever that is, thought patterns, feeling patterns, and I'm comfortable with one and uncomfortable with another.
Yeah, so like if tomorrow the culture changes, you wouldn't mind feeding the kidneys
Well,
of your dead to somebody.
not necessarily the culture, but if that culture then again rubs onto me, then my position would change because my feelings would change.
Well, I think you said the difference is culturally
Yeah,
one
because
being comfortable,
I said
so
because that
it was
culture,
something different, I
I
guess.
said because that culture was ingrained into me. If the other culture is again ingrained into me,
Yeah.
of course, then. But simply that the culture change, that doesn't mean that necessarily I would change. But if I also change, then yes.
So if you change, you would be okay. But I'm not saying like, look,
I mean,
I understood that
technically,
if you change. No, that was not what I'm asking. I'm asking, um, what is it about like feeding the kidneys? What is true about the situation, not about
I,
your view? I'm saying, what's the thing which you don't like
I just
about the situation?
I just told you what I don't. I don't have to know exactly the origin of my feelings to have the feelings. That makes me feel
I didn't
uncomfortable.
ask you. No. You're not tracking. I'm not asking what's the origin of your feeling. I'm not asking why you have the feeling. I'm asking what are the feelings towards about the situation.
It makes me feel very uncomfortable, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah. And I'm saying, what about the situation? What about it is making you feel uncomfortable?
I don't like the idea of somebody eating my mother for any reason.
I didn't ask, I understood that. Like, look, I'm saying, what about the situation, right? Imagine somebody eating the kidneys of your mother. I'm saying, what about it is making you uncomfortable when compared to somebody receiving the kidneys in their body? Like, if I were to take, for example, the kidneys of your dead mom and put them using an operation in the stomach of the starving kid to save it, would that be okay?
Uh, I didn't consider that. That makes me
Yeah,
less. That makes me less uncomfortable for some reason. Probably because it is more, I don't know, clinical.
yeah,
And the point is,
yeah. The point is, I'm trying to explain like what I'm asking you, right? Because you certainly feel comfortable the organs of your dead mom going into another body, and I'm saying to me, it appears that the means which they go in are important.
of course, everything about such a situation would be important.
So how about the situation where um, the kid swallows the kidneys of your mom, but instead of digesting it, it's just replacing his original kidneys, right? Would you be okay with that?
Uh, I think in that case, I would be. I would tolerate it, but I would actually prefer the traditional way of replacing kidneys.
Yeah. So basically, your view is like you just don't want your mom to be digested, basically.
Look, you don't. It is pointless to come up with some overarching view of mine. It's very based example to example thing. There is no overarching like method other than I would do what feels most comfortable.
Oh yeah, I understand that. I'm just asking what are the things which are feeling comfortable to you. This is what I'm doing. I'm not asking why you feel comfortable, how those feelings come. I'm just asking what are the things which you feel comfortable and
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
and I would encourage you not to like try to extrapolate anything because probably it would be wrong.
Well, I don't.
Well,
Well, I don't.
you just extrapolated that I don't want my mother's kidneys to be digested.
Yeah, you
When
don't, right?
even
That's true.
when and that is wrong because I said that I would be more okay if they are surgically transplanted into the stomach so they can be just digested. So even your extrapolation is
Okay.
wrong.
Oh, but wait. But you are also okay with the kidneys replacing the original kidneys when going through the mouth.
Yes.
So hold on. So what if they went? What if they went through the mouth, but inside the digestive system?
Oh my,
Is that okay?
if they went into the mouth and through the digestive system, and if somehow they magically replace the kidneys, yeah, I would tolerate that.
No, they didn't do that. I'm saying the kidneys went through the mouth into the digestive system and got digested.
I don't want that. That feels
Okay.
uncomfortable to me. I don't get the point of all this questioning. Like, mm,
I'm not even sure if that view is like coherent at this point.
it's not. It doesn't have to be coherent. Feelings are
Yeah.
not coherent, right? Feelings are not coherent they don't follow any internal logic or anything. They simply
Do
appear.
you do you say that your um, worldview is incoherent?
Well, my ethical theories are very coherent. My applied ethical answers, not necessarily. They don't. They are not like coherent necessarily. It depends on like how wide a view you cast.
Yeah. Well, I think this is the point where IslamBad have to concede to you that he will make you feel uncomfortable.
I already said a long time ago. I think I just assumed too highly of the guy and that he's actually like crazy. He's just crazy.
I don't think I'm crazy. I don't see why you think I'm crazy.
Oh, I think most people would say that crazy, to be honest. But you know,
I wanted to ask about, like, since we're in the VC, right? And I
I
spent
only
some
think
time on,
that
like,
what is crazy is that I'm honest and not trying to like conceive or try to look quote unquote better.
yeah. Can you, like, I know you said earlier you don't care much about science, right? But
No, I didn't say I
can
don't.
you,
I didn't say I don't care about science. I
I
said
just
I don't care about however billion of minuscule amount would science benefit from body of my relative being donated to it.
that's right. Yeah, that's what you said. Um, would you explain the view about smartphones being sentient?
Well,
Would you say it's a scientific view? It's like your position, and I think I've been thinking yesterday. I guess I'll start with a question, and I'll let you
well, you don't
explain
need.
it as long as you want.
Well,
Um,
it's
the question is, when you say smartphones are sentient, do you think that Samsung phones are sentient, or only iPhone phones are sentient?
no, both are, because it's not like any big theory. It's simply uh, interesting tidbit of information. It's if you and there, as I explained in video to Bruff, there is one definition, universally agreed upon definition of sentient. And if you go into Google and type in sentient meaning, it will give you a definition of Oxford Languages, which is able to perceive or feel things. And I say that phones, smartphones with cameras, if the option is turned on, which by default is always is, um, have ability to perceive and judge the level of ambient light and take actions that they internally find appropriate, and therefore they fit the definition. And if they fit the definition of sentient, they are sentient. That is the whole point. It's nothing like revolutionary or crazy. It's that they fit this definition. These are not all the definitions. This
you clearly
definition.
don't understand what it's meaning when it says sentient. Look, to say that the device is just having some sort of physical reactions, right, is completely insufficient for what it means by the word sentient.
Again, there is not one definition of the word. Under this
You understand?
definition,
Even the
it
definition you
feels,
gave is
it
obviously not
fits.
meaning that. That's just an unreasonable interpretation.
Look, under this definition, it fits, and that's it. That is the whole huge point or
Yeah, I'm
whatever.
telling you, under that definition, it doesn't.
Okay, under the definition, you claim that under the definition of able able to perceive or feel things,
Yeah,
it's
perceive. That
yes.
word means more than what you're saying.
Okay, give me the
I
definition
promise.
of perceive.
It's like the definition of seeing the color red. It's not really the type of thing you would describe
That
with
is
other
not a
words.
proper definition. Proper definition has to have a higher term and a difference. So give me a
Okay, do you
definition.
agree that there is some sort of
I will not
experience
answer
of
up.
seeing
I
color
will
red?
not answer any question until you give me the definition of perceive.
Okay, so that's bad faith. I think you could clearly tell that that's a reasonable question. You probably know where I'm going with that.
I don't know because you didn't finish the question, so I don't know. What
Yeah,
is
because
the
you
question?
interrupted.
Yes, and I
There's
will
an importance
interrupt.
to this question.
And I will
Right.
interrupt.
I don't know what you mean by proper definition, but regardless, you agree that there are concepts that we may not have what you might call a proper definition for that are totally understandable, right? For example, if I said I'm having the experience of seeing the color red,
If we
right,
have a
you would say,
concept, if we have a
what am I
concept,
interrupting, man? What are you
because
doing?
if
Let
we
me
have
finish.
concepts which we cannot define in words, we cannot communicate them. So it is irrelevant to communicate about
Oh, we
them.
absolutely can. What are you talking about?
Because we communicate with words and they have definitions, which again are the words. We cannot
What?
describe.
No. Dude, no. You can easily communicate without some definition for a word. You know that, like, creatures communicate without languages altogether? Like,
Yeah,
what are you
you
talking about?
can point towards things. You can point towards things.
Yeah, pointing doesn't work on Discord.
Oh my god, dude, forget that.
It works too.
There
Look,
are inferences you
Works
can
for
make. Like, look,
and
look, I
again,
can.
even pointing doesn't mean that if you point to a thing,
Bruh.
it doesn't mean that they have the same concept of that thing, right? You can point to a thing, and two
That's
different
fine,
beings
look,
have different concepts of what that is, and different
yeah,
perception
but like,
of the things that is pointed
hold
to.
on. Sure. But like the proposition at the moment which you disagree is that having a definition is the only way to communicate something. Is that what you're saying?
No, he's saying that I don't know what is meant by perception. And I said, okay, give me a definition of perception.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Just I want to know if it is your view that the only way for us to communicate is via definitions. Is that your view?
Well, it's not the. I don't think it's necessarily the only way.
Yeah, we also, right? That's what we are saying. You can communicate things without offering a definition. Right?
Yeah, but I'm asking for a
Those things
definition.
are communicable.
I am asking for a definition.
Look, like if the thing doesn't have definition, it doesn't mean
But-
it's incommunicable, right?
But perception has a definition.
Like, look, if a thing doesn't have a definition, it's communicable, right?
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah,
But
exactly. And this is what his position is, right? So maybe he thinks that perception is one of those terms that is either hard to define or that can be communicated in another way.
yes,
Providing a
but
definition.
when
For
my
example, like a chair,
look,
right?
but when
I
my
can't
whole
I can't offer you a rigid definition of a chair, but I can point you towards one, right?
but when my whole argument boils down that a thing fits a very specific and very rigid definition, then definitions are what are in question, right?
Can you give me an example? Because I'm not sure if I tracked that perfectly.
Look, my argument is that smartphones fit this very specific definition. That is my
What's the
argument.
definition of like that you found on the internet?
Well,
Can I get back to explain to this guy how he's confused?
no, wait. I'm talking to PD. Yeah, this is
I
one
mean, you cut me
specific.
off earlier, but okay.
This is one specific definition that if you type into Google sentient space meaning, It gives you Oxford Languages ability to perceive or feel things. This is the definition. Under this
Yeah,
definition,
but ability, no. Finish and I'll address it. Sorry for cutting you.
under this definition, I claim that smartphones fit this definition and are therefore sentient under the meaning of the word sentient being this definition.
Yeah, but like, you understand that there's definitions which have technical
Yes,
terms in,
yes, I
such
understand.
as,
There are millions of definitions of the word sentient, but I'm saying under this specific one.
I wasn't finished. I'm saying, like, look, you agree that in philosophy, terms like perception, terms like sentient are terms which are like technical terms.
Yes, yes, I
Interpretation.
understand.
So we ask, yeah, exactly. So
And
I'm saying, if you bring, my point is, if you bring a definition, right, which has the terms which are philosophically under convention in a philosophical discussion, right?
I did not.
It would be strange for you to claim it fits. Like, look, what I'm saying is you get the definition from Google, and you are saying this definition is sufficient, and the author of the
No,
definition intended
I did not
to
say.
express
No, I did not say that. I did not say
yeah.
that. I did not say that this.
What are you saying?
I'm not saying that this definition is the correct one. I'm not saying that this definition is sufficient for philosophical debate. I'm not even saying that everyone must agree to this definition. I'm simply saying that under this definition, smartphones fulfill the criteria for sentience. Nothing
And I'm
more.
saying for it to fulfill the criteria, you need to assume that the technical terms in the definition are comforting to certain view. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Clearly, the author definition didn't do that, right? Because it's like an everyday definition. You understand, like, words can have figurative meaning. When
yes,
I say, my smartphones perceive the color red, that wouldn't be the same perceiving as you perceive the color red, or
yes.
I perceive the color, right?
I agree that they
It's just
don't.
figurative.
I agree that they don't perceive it as we do, but that is not the important part of the definition. And every word.
Wait, hold
And
on a
wait,
second. Where did he get this definition from? Because I thought he said it came from some dictionary.
it's Oxford Languages. It's when you type in Google. So open Google, type in sentient meaning, and it will offer it. It will offer.
Yeah, if you're going into Google, and this is why I was making this point before, and I was already trying to clarify this before you interrupted, right? I am going to guarantee both my testicles that that definition, when it uses the word perceive, it is not using it the way you think it is. You are
Look,
way off.
it is very much possible.
Absolutely.
It is very much possible to click on the word preposition and see its meaning.
Yeah, so if you're saying, oh, I could click on the word perception and see its meaning, and look, Google is telling me it's the phone thing, guess what? That's a horrible way to go about finding out what that word means, because what Google is not doing there is telling you how perception is used in that sentence. What Google
It does.
is doing is something equivalent. No. What Google is doing is giving you a definition for the word perception.
From the same
This is a
dictionary.
No, this is a very common mistake that people who don't have nuance of language seem to fail to understand, right? Clicking on the word perceived that's highlighted in there is not giving you specifically the idea of perception that is meaning in the definition. It's giving you an idea of perception, period. Some idea. And it's probably not the one used in the definition, funny enough.
So perceive, which is the word used, become aware or conscious or of something, come to realization or understand. That is it. And there is also
Become conscious of something. What the fuck does that mean?
then let's go into conscious.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
Look, I really don't want to like run this round. It's not like a big deal, this quote unquote smartphone being sentient thing. It is simply
Listen, man.
a
I
fun
just
thing.
there's a reason why I'm pressing this. I'm not just trying to bust your balls. I'm trying to point out that it would be genuinely insane if you actually thought that the common understanding in like Google definitions of sentient refers to things that are not having qualia. That is not what Google and most people mean when they use that word. I can promise you that.
Look, we can have like 2 more hours of discussion of what constitutes qualia, what constitutes this, what constitutes this. To be honest, I'm not really interested in it. This smartphone being sentient thing is just meant to be a fun tidbit. It's not a big deal about anything. But if you want to go this route, we will have to reschedule the debate.
Look, there might not need to be another whole discussion because the point is very simple. When you were talking to PkD earlier, and you said, yes, I do think that humans perceive in a way that phones don't, right?
Yeah?
That difference that you understand, all PkD and I are going to say is that the perception that's being talked about is that different one that humans have.
What is evidence for that?
Yeah, I mean, that's like asking what's the evidence that when people use the word asshole, they're referring to someone obnoxious. I mean, there's multiple ways to go about it.
No. But didn't you just agree to that? You said, of course, when the phone perceives something, it's not the same thing as me and you perceiving.
Yeah,
Didn't you agree to that?
I agree to that, but I didn't agree that the word perceive in the definition has had any specific type or well, maybe not type is not the best word, but any that it has to be perceived the way humans perceive it, right?
You have
He's
to
asking
restate that.
PkD, he's just asking what the evidence is that when people commonly use the word sentient, they're using the qualia version of perception instead of the phone version of perception.
Well, oh, you want some type of empirical evidence about that, I guess.
Well, I don't know what kind of empirical evidence can be found except if we found the author of the dictionary.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
it's
look,
not the
there's
case that the author of the author of the dictionary is depicting how people are using language, because this thing changes with, like, even every 5 years we observe shift in language, in the language habits. For example, with Gen Z, they're using English differently than older people. So I don't know why the author of the dictionary would be showing us how the word is used among people, right? What the author is doing is just giving some meaning which is unloaded from theory, right?
Yes, and that theory includes qualia and every other theory, philosophical theory, because people are generally
I
not
said,
introduced to it.
oh, I said that I think that the correct reading of the term is going to be to understand it without philosophical baggage, right? I don't think the author intended to presuppose a theory there,
Yeah, I
a
agree.
philosophical theory.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but when you say, but then when you say the phone is sentient, under that definition, you are presupposing a theory, right?
Yeah, I am putting forward a theory using the
Yeah, but
words,
like
using the
that's
words and the meaning that the author of the word sentient in that dictionary intended. A very broad and
didn't you
philosophically
just agree
opened.
didn't you just you're contradicting yourself. Didn't you just agree that the author intended to use the technical terms in the definition in a theory neutral way?
Yeah,
Didn't you agree to that?
yes, theory neutral
And
way.
now you are saying the author intended certain theory of perception. Which
Well,
one is it?
no, I didn't say that he had. I said I have. And I use this definition, which is very and which ve-
But but it's very
which is
different.
broad
But it's very
and
different to say.
which doesn't have
It's very
any
different.
baggage. I'm
But
putting
it's very
baggage on
different
it.
to say. It's very different to say that the phone fits the definition of Google, right? And saying the phone fits the definition of Google plus the philosophical baggage you assume. That's different.
Well, it is, if you say human is sentient, you are also putting some philosophical baggage on that definition, right?
Sure I am.
And
Sure I
so,
am. But I'm not like look, the difference is that you are saying, right, that your view is the common view. Right?
no, I'm not saying it's very common. Never met anybody else who say that.
So what are you saying then? Why the whole Google definition thing? You could just say, I have a definition which I cooked up with certain philosophical assumptions, and that view renders smartphone sentient, right? Because this is what's happening. Why the whole charade with Google?
Well, because it's not a charade with Google. I was listening to vegans debate somebody about sentience, and I, for laughs, went to Google and typed in sentient meaning, and it came this definition, and I concluded that phones fit that definition. That is a whole huge point, and
AI concluded that phones fit that definition, huh? You want to know what else AI concluded?
no I said I.
Oh, sorry.
But Oman, you didn't conclude that. You also accepted the view. The vegans who offered the definition persuaded you, right?
No, I
Because
wasn't.
really phones are sentient.
No, they didn't persuade. I wasn't. I was just listening. I wasn't like active participant. I just, they were talking to somebody else, and they kept using sentient, 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 and
It's
I
like
went to see what is the quote unquote, and I very much use quote unquote official, because I know that there is no official definition of anything, but what is the dictionary definition of sentient, and it's Google dropped this definition, and I said, oh, this is interesting. Oh, great! I think phones fit this, and
but Google, you agree that Google definition alone wouldn't make you conclude that the phone is sentient. You need to presuppose a theory.
yes, and I presuppose the theory,
Right.
same as you presuppose the
Yeah.
theory that a human is
And what's the
sentient.
name? That's right. And what's the name of the theory you presuppose?
Well, I didn't name it anything.
Oh, so it's like you sort of intuitively presupposed the theory of cognition, but you don't know the name of the views in
Well,
philosophy of mind?
no,
Okay. Do you think that this is? I know you don't care about science and stuff, but
I
do you
didn't
think?
say. Wait,
I, I guess
when did I say I don't care about science? Just stop doing
well,
that. I
when you
said
said
I don't care about incredibly, well, not even incredibly, but astronomically small scientific advance that would be made
yeah,
possibly about me donating a body of my relative. That doesn't mean that I don't care about science in
that's what you
general.
said. Yeah,
That is ridiculous.
that's what you said. But then there is like something more to it. Would you say that if a scientist, um, I don't know, claims certain fact, right? Let's say they claimed they discovered a medicine, right, that's curing cancer, but they didn't Um, like they didn't do any rigid analysis on what cancer is. They didn't do any test on the vaccine. They don't even know if it works. Would you say this is a sloppy work of the scientist?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm saying, look, you saw a Google definition and you assumed a theory of mind behind it, but you didn't do any research on even what the theories are.
Yes, I didn't do any
I'm
research.
saying, I'm saying you did a sloppy job on that, and you probably agree.
I
Scientifically sloppy, right?
Well, it's not scientific, it's sloppy, because theory of mind is philosophy, not science. You can say it's philosophically sloppy.
Sure. Methodologically sloppy. Do we agree to that?
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Yeah.
But
So then,
I never did any philosophical research about any of my views.
yeah, I can tell.
Yeah,
I can tell. And I'm saying, then, like, why would you think other people would have a reason to accept your views? Because you're like an anti-vegan, right?
well, I don't know why, but Buff accepted it.
No, I'm saying you hold to the position that we should accept your views, right?
Well, I didn't say that you should have accepted it. I simply stated my opinion. I made a claim, right?
Should we be accepting your views?
I don't know why you should accept anything or that I say or anybody else say. I'm not giving you advice how to
You
live.
want us to accept your views?
You don't have to accept my views.
You don't want to.
Well, I do not care if you do or do not. I'm agnostic
Okay.
to it.
So you came into this conversation with like admitting that your views are like so sloppy,
No,
right?
I came into this conversation to see if Islam would make me feel uncomfortable.
Oh, well, he's certainly wrong about that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I can't make a psycho feel uncomfortable about being a psycho.
I don't think there is literally a
I'm not a
thing that
psycho.
would make you feel uncomfortable.
Well, there is many things that can make me feel uncomfortable. You can run your fingernails on a board.
Yeah, but like, look, those things are going to be only a few things compared to like other people. Other people would feel uncomfortable way faster than you, so to say.
Well, it's not my problem. I have a thick skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we are
So
done
you
here.
said like, comparing you. So
Hey,
you said
before
comparing you to Hitler makes you uncomfortable.
uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's more than I find that attempt to be puny.
What attempt?
Uh, well, I'm not accusing like you specifically, but you're not the only vegan who says, "Oh, you are doing just what Hitler did." And I mean you. I don't necessarily mean only me, but non-vegans. It is,
I think
it is a very common thing to
I
do.
think your values I think your values are very similar in a significant matter.
I disagree.
Like look, do you agree that like Hitler intended to kill people based on like appearance, origins, and yeah, like cognition, like disabled people?
Yeah, people who wanted to kill Hitler also wanted to kill Hitler based on appearance, cognitive ability, and origin.
So what's the answer to the question? Do you agree that Hitler was doing that and wanted to do that?
Yeah, Hitler wanted to do that.
Yeah, and you are discriminating on the same features, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm saying almost everybody is discriminating on those features.
Well, that's not what they they're saying, right? You agree that, for
Well,
example,
they
I
are
am
not
not saying that.
saying.
You think I'm lying, right?
I, they are not saying it, but they are showing
Yeah.
it. And what one does is much more important than what one says.
So would it be a fair summary of your view to say that you think people's value, right, are more similar to Hitler than what they say?
Oh, yes.
So, for example, like, um, I don't know, let's say Shadow Starshine SD, those people who reflected like philosophically, well, SD agrees his view is like Hitler's, but
To
let's
be,
say Shadow
look,
Starshine, he would
I
argue
will not
that
talk
you
about.
think he is lying.
I don't know. I and I genuinely I talked to Starshine once, probably 5 years ago, and I don't remember any of his
I'm
points.
just giving him, hold on, I'm just giving him as example as somebody who philosophically reflected on things, right, on ethics. It could be anyone.
Yeah, I probably Peter also probably reflected. Well, he did reflect on ethics.
Yeah, so the question is, do you think that when Shadow Starshine says, my moral view is radically different than Hitler's, you think he's lying, right?
I don't know his moral viewpoint.
But didn't you just say that you agree that most people, right, that their view um, is really close to Hitler than what they say?
Yeah,
That includes
but you
Shadow?
pointed to a particular person, and I don't know that particular person's view.
Okay. So how about like my view, from what you know?
I, from what I know, yeah, I think you are very much close to Hitler,
Like Hitler?
as close as you think I am.
Right. But do you think I'm lying about my values when I say I care about, let's say, not torturing like cows? You think this is a lie,
No,
basically, right? Like,
I don't think you are lying about that. I think you are,
okay,
again, discriminating based on among others. But if you are, I think that you would also have. You said you dropped origin and cognitive, but I didn't have, and I don't have right now. I have to go soon. I don't have time to like drill you on.
let me just ask you then this then, um, because it's gonna be hard to like prove that I'm lying or not. But imagine this world, a different version of this world, where animals were like not killing each other and we were not killing them, right? Just all the animals that exist are like herbivore.
Okay.
There is also no natural disaster that kills animals in the wild, right? And then compare it to this world. Those are the only differences which I mentioned. Would you say that the world where there is no animal suffering is morally better one?
Do you mean do I prefer it?
Yes.
Uh, it's hard to me to answer it because I want to answer that no, it's not better because I like eating animals. But if you say that there is also no human suffering, I would uh, sacrifice my love of eating animals to eliminate all
Oh,
human
human
suffering.
suffering is the same. The human suffering is the same.
Oh, then yeah,
Only,
I would say it is
uh,
better to kill animals. I prefer that world in which animals are killed.
oh, okay. How about if we killed one less animal? If there was a copy of this world with one less animal being killed, which world is better?
I'm. It is such a this one probably.
The one where there are more animals being killed.
Well, I assume they are killed for food.
Yeah, for food.
Yeah. Somebody will eat it who will enjoy it.
Okay, so you think, so then I guess it's fair to say, again, you can correct me if I'm mistaken, but you're a person who generally prefers more animal suffering.
Well, if I can have all my meat at the same quality and price point with less suffering, I would agree to that. But that suffering is less important than the price and quality of meat.
So, okay, hold on. So how about if there is a world which is a copy of this one, but there was just no wild animal suffering? Right? The animals didn't kill themselves, but you still got your meat from like factory farming or however you get it. Which world would be better then? This one or the one with less animal suffering? Just wild animal suffering.
Uh, my first initial thought was, and I'm not like answering that, but my first initial thought is Natural Geographic would be a lot less boring. Sorry, a lot more boring. I don't know. This other world is strange to me, and I don't like strange.
Yeah.
I would prefer this one because probably familiarity. I
But then it's going to be true that you generally prefer more animal suffering because see, it
well,
didn't matter. You
no,
got
no,
your
no,
meat.
no. That does not follow. I prefer exactly this level of animal suffering.
Yeah, and I'm saying
Not
if
more,
it was
not more, not less. This, at least when it comes to like the wildlife.
Yeah, and I'm saying if the animal suffering were less, and it is still true that in both worlds the meat which you consume is the same, right? Same taste, same price, same things. You would still prefer the world with more suffering. Is that what you said?
Well, yeah, the other world would be strange to me, and I like familiarity.
Yeah. So I'm saying because a few minutes ago you said it did matter the world
Yeah, it
where there
matters.
is more
It
suffering.
matters so little. It matters so little. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying first you said it matters if in the world with less animal suffering you could still buy the meat and eat the meat, right? And I'm saying when I put that into perspective, it turns out that it doesn't matter, right? It's not a factor which you consider when you choose one of the both worlds.
Well, it is.
Agree.
It is very
Okay,
much.
hold on.
Wait,
Okay,
let
then I'm
me.
gonna ask the question again. In both worlds, right? You get the meat in the same way as in this world, but in one of the worlds there is less animal suffering, wild animal suffering. Which one you prefer?
And I will again say this world. But again,
Right. So I'm saying.
let me wait. After I ask yes or no question, and I will classify this as yes or no question, I should have a right to explain my answer. Well, not a right, but opportunity. It's not that animal suffering is completely irrelevant, and it matters very little more than my uncomfortability with this other world. And that is one point. The second part is that even though I don't care for, or not care, but mind or dislike this animal suffering that is caused by animal agriculture, I still feel responsibility for it. So it is more, I don't know how to say, important to me, probably because my interaction with vegans, that suffering of wild animals. I'm not at all responsible for that. for solving it, or for worsening it, or improving it.
Yeah. Well, but you certainly, well, if I was right now next to you on the ground suffering in pain, and you are not responsible about me being in that situation, certainly you would help me, right?
Yes, I would have that desire probably. I would also
Yeah.
probably have the desire to help the animal suffering in that way, and I would probably if get $10 to that
Would you
child not to be
would you
microwave.
like kill
It
us?
is right next to me because that
Would you like
is
kill us both? Would
sorry.
you like kill us both, or is the help which you are going to offer to me and to the animal to kill both? Like if I'm in pain and you're offering help, is the help being you killing me, or what's the help?
Look, I'd say it like this: if there is an animal that weighs same as you, I would carry you to a hospital if a hospital is, I don't know how much I can carry you, and I would carry the animal probably half the distance to the hospitals.
Okay, gotcha. But how about if you had to pay €10 to save me? Would you?
Yeah, again, that
You
is.
would?
Yeah, I would. If you are right next to me, I would.
Yeah. Well, if I'm where I am right now, would the proximity matter?
Yeah, proximity does matter. It triggers more emotion.
So the further away I am, the less likely you are not to save me?
Yes, the less I would get much less emotional connection. Unless there is some specific, like outside your a relative or something. If there is not a
Right,
special
so then,
connection, if there is not a special connection,
then I
of
guess,
course the distance matters.
so then I guess if I had like a weapon of mass destruction and I attacked a country or used it against a country that's far away from you, you wouldn't like uh, you wouldn't be how do I say incentivized to help in any way.
Well, not in any way because, well, a weapon of mass destruction is a global threat. But I would be much more
Yeah,
eager if it is right next door.
yeah.
That's why I think,
But I'm saying
well, that's
the
why
one where this
Israel is much more motivated to fight Iran than I think US should be.
yeah, but you favor Israel, right?
No, no, actually.
You favor the Muslims.
No, I favor international law. That is my only uh,
Yeah, but
matter of judgment that
yeah,
situation.
but you already admitted that your way of comprehending philosophical positions is very sloppy. So when it comes
Well,
about
it's not
international
sloppy.
law,
It is
what's is that
just
view
not
is that
coherent.
view of yours well reflected? Would you say that that view of yours is well reflected, or it's sloppy?
Sorry, you kind of broke up. What was the word you used? Is that word? Is that view? Sorry, what?
Is your view is your view about international law well reflected, or is it as sloppy as your other views?
Well, it is. I understand much of international law. Well, not like
I asked
necessarily
you,
trading law,
like,
but I read
like,
UN
look, you,
charters several times. I debated like Israel several times with
yeah,
like.
you, like, look, you also, how many times you debated veganism? Let's say 200, that would be fair, right? And you come to the VC and you still say you have sloppy views
I didn't
about
say.
things like
I
science.
didn't say I have sloppy views. You characterized my views as sloppy, not I.
No, you agreed. No, you yourself characterized it. I
Not as
asked you.
sloppy. I said my well, I have the
Recording, right?
yeah, I have the
I
recording.
I can restate it. I asked you if you think data scientists who created some type of a vaccine without testing it, without considering the molecules, without reading anything about it, is doing sloppy work, and you said yes. And then I asked you, well, you have a view about cognition, and you didn't read any of you don't even know the names of the views. And I asked you, do you consider your view to be
Because
sloppy? And you said yes, right?
philosophy doesn't work like science does.
So you think now it's not sloppy, or
Well, I don't know what you mean by sloppy. You can certainly say that my
well,
views are sloppy.
I
I don't consider my philosophical views sloppy. I think they're
I think
well
it's
thought of. They are not
yeah.
maybe well researched about what other people
Considering
think, but I don't really care what other philosophers think.
means, can I tell you what it means, or
Yeah, tell what it
when I
means.
see you being sloppy, I'm saying you consider uh, the leading material, you consider it at least few of the views which are out there. That's what I mean.
I don't. You said something, but I didn't hear. I didn't understand what you said. You're kind of out of
I'm
breath or
answering
something.
your question.
Yeah, so you said sloppy is.
What was your question? Restate your question. You said I don't know what you mean by my views being sloppy, and I was answering that question.
Yeah, but I didn't hear the answer, or I didn't understand the answer because it's your it's kind of your VC or you're kind of out of breath. So I didn't understand the words you were saying. I not
No,
understand.
no worries.
I
Can you
didn't
hear me better
hear.
now?
Maybe I don't know. Just just
Yeah,
just repeat what you meant by sloppy.
yeah. That you didn't consider any of the material about the topic.
Yeah, I don't have a reason to consider it.
Yeah.
Like what other people think about it won't change what I think about it.
No, that's again. This is not how the views are written. It's not that somebody thinks it. It's like they present the view, right?
Yeah, I presented my view. I don't have to like. It's not science. I don't have to like give you citations. I don't have to like
So
go back on mountains of research and say, oh, this is also supported by such and such philosopher. That has those
but
brings no value.
you reject science, right? Broadly speaking.
No, I don't reject
So,
science. I don't reject
so I
science.
mean, do you think the claim that smartphones are sentient is scientifically supported?
What claim?
That smartphones are sentient.
No,
Do you think this claim is scientifically supported?
I think that it is a purely philosophical topic. I don't think it is a
So are you
matter of
saying it
science.
is supported, or
I said it is a purely philosophical topic. I wouldn't
so
dare I wouldn't dare to
no,
make
there could
any
be
scientific claims
could
about it.
be look, there could be a claim which is philosophical and supported by science,
Yes,
right?
but
But
I will
not
not
all
be making
philosophical claims are going to
but
be metaphysical, right?
in that case
Are
I would
are you
specifically
refusing to
said
answer the question?
I said I consider this claim to be purely philosophical.
Right. And is it supported by science at all?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
You don't know if phones being able to experience pain is supported by science.
No, phones cannot feel pain. But that was not my claim.
Sorry, they cannot they can?
They cannot feel pain. Cannot. So no.
I was thinking, arguing that the phones have some type of experience.
Yes, they
Like,
have some type of experience.
yeah.
But that experience is not pain or pleasure.
What is it?
It is yet to me unnamed experience, kind of experience.
Do you think it is supported by science that humans experience pain and suffering?
It probably is, yes. But again, in that case,
So,
wait, let me, wait. I didn't
in that
finish my
sense,
sentence. I didn't
so
finish.
you gave an answer to the question.
I
I'm
didn't
asking an
finish.
question.
I
It
didn't
doesn't
finish.
matter. It's irrelevant if you did. You said that it's probably supported by science that human experience pain and suffering. So then the question if something is sentient is not purely philosophical question as you previously stated. Do you agree?
It is a purely philosophical question because
Also,
wait,
philosophical
wait,
probably supported by science.
let me answer. A science, a philosophy mix when it comes to meaning of words. Not always, but they do. And just because I don't,
You're wasting my time.
well,
Like, why would I
if
want to listen? Look,
I,
what's happening right now is I want to ask some questions, and I don't want to hear your views, which I haven't asked about.
look,
Right?
I'm not wasting your time. I got what I came for. Islam cannot make me uncomfortable. I am ready to leave. It is you who keeps
Also,
me, who keeps us
you also
both
want to
here.
talk to me, right?
Yeah, I wanted to ask what is TEP that you mentioned.
Trait equalization process.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have to go in 10 minutes if Islam has something to say.
I would also like to go.
I really have little to say other than this guy totally won the debate when he said he was comfortable with slaughtering creatures that are mentally identical to other creatures that he's not okay with slaughtering.
It
Totally honest.
it's almost like I had more than one trait listed.
But that doesn't matter because if they're in disjunction, then only one of them needs to be changed.
But yeah, only one needs to be changed. And then there is no three, there are two.
Yeah, that's a pretty fucked ass view.
I think it's pretty fucked up that you don't eat animals, but okay. Nobody asks me.
It's funny that you think, like me accusing, like not accusing, but me saying your view is similar to Hitler somehow implies that your view is as worse as him, right? Because it's not actually what I think. I think your view is even like morally worse than him.
Yeah, you would probably think that he was, well, very much playing best. So you probably prefer him to me.
I mean, the distinctions, right, which you made today, I think this is what makes me think your view is actually morally worse. Not something about him, but something about you, rather.
I don't see how it can be worst. It can at best be the same.
So like, look, for him, probably things wouldn't matter which matter to you, is what I'm trying to say. When it comes to killing a being, right? I'm saying you're probably worse than that. Like, he would probably say, he would favor killing two people if they had different shape, or not favor, right?
Well, I don't
Or
know.
you discriminate, even if they look identical, right?
I am certain he would kill a German that didn't look like a human, but looked like, I don't know, a jellyfish.
Probably. Would you?
What, kill a German that looked like a jellyfish?
Yeah, but it has the cognition
I wouldn't,
of like
because if it has, well, it has the origin of a human, and our cognitive ability doesn't matter because it already has one of the three and can like both two or one, so it doesn't fulfill my definition to being killed.
the origin wouldn't pass, yeah. I forgot my thought.
Well, then I would actually think that I'm better than Hitler, because Hitler would kill, and I wouldn't kill that being.
Well, maybe the distinctions you were making are the worst, or they're like equivalent.
Well, I don't think that they're at this point even equivalent. When Hitler would kill that being for destroying the German superiority, and I wouldn't. So he would kill if one is missing. He would kill. No, sorry, not one is missing.
Oh, yeah.
Not one is missing. He would kill even if the other two is okay, and I wouldn't. All three have to be okay. So
Yeah, like as we said, like there can be two identical cows with a different origin, and you would say it's unethical to kill one, which means you don't want it to be killed. Is that accurate?
yeah, that's what I said. So
Two identical humans, if one has a cow origin, would the cow origin human have less moral value? Not necessarily sufficiently lower to be killed, but lower in general?
well, if you have a lower cognitive and it doesn't appear to be human, what is the appearance? You cover two, not three.